Hi guys, if you're someone who wants to build general upper body strength, or you want to build strength for yoga postures such as the crow, chaturanga, any headstand, shoulder stand variation, or even a handstand, then this video is going to be perfect for you. Find your mat, grab a space, and let's get started. So getting straight into it, we're going to come over to tabletop. So adjust yourself on your mat. Take your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and we're going to come into our cat and cow. So we're going to inhale as we drop the stomach to the floor, send the gaze forward. Exhale as you round up and over, tucking the pelvis underneath. So clawing through the fingers. Being mindful to spread the movement across the entire back. Last round. Good, returning back to center. Take those hands further forward. Inhale as you shift the weight forward, coming to your half plank. Engage here through the core, and then we're just going to lower nice and slowly down towards the floor. Release the feet, release the hands. On an inhale, we're just going to reach up, lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades back together, and then exhale as we lower back down. And you're going to do that 3 more times. So inhale as you lift, really pinch those shoulder blades back together at the top. Exhale to release. Inhale as we lift. Exhale to lower. Last one. Exhale to release. Push yourself back up to tabletop. Take the hands back underneath the shoulders. We're going to come into our bird dog. So inhale as you extend, opposite arm, opposite leg. So right arm, left leg. Squeeze for a second at the top. Exhale to release back down to the floor and switch. So again, keeping nice and stable. So really push through the supporting hand, the supporting foot. Engage through the core. One more each side. Good. Then taking your hands a little closer into your body, we're going to tuck the toes. On an inhale, we're going to shift the weight forward. So we're really pushing the weight into sort of the fingertips of the hands. Feel the stretch up the wrists. And then push back into your feet so you feel a stretch up the arches or the soles. Inhale as we shift it forward. Exhale as we take it back. So just warming up the wrists. We're going to spend quite a lot of time on the wrists today, so it's really important to get them nice and warm. Good, release the toes, just come and sit on the heels. Hands in front of you, we're really just going to open and close our hands as quickly as we can, just for 10 seconds. So really start to warm up the hands, the wrists. Surprising how quickly you start to fatigue. So keep going, 3 seconds. Good, and then pop your hands back down to the floor. Come back to the tabletop. We're going to tuck the toes. On an inhale, we're going to lift the knees off the floor. Hover here for 2 breaths. Exhale, release the knees down to the floor. Take those hands further forward again. Shift the weight over, so shoulders over the wrists. Nice and slowly release down towards the ground. Release the feet. Release the hands. Inhale, lift. Squeeze those shoulder blades back together. Exhale, release. 3 more. I've lost count. Last one. Exhale to release. Good. Push yourself back up to tabletop. We're going to tuck those toes again. So this time we're going to hold for a little bit longer. Tucking the toes. Inhale as you lift the knees off the floor. So you really think about engaging through the torso. So you want to expand the space. Imagine I've got a teacup resting my back. You want to keep that teacup nice and still. Last breath. Exhale, release. Send your sit bones back to your heels. Come to child's. Take the hands a little further forward. Walking the hands to the left. Feel the stretch of the left side of the body. Right side, sorry. And then switch, take it over to the other side. Good, and then back to the middle. Coming back up to tabletop, hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to come into that floating table, that bear hold, bear crawl hold again. Tucking the toes, inhale, lift the knees off the floor. Making sure shoulders are stacked over wrists. Really pushing into the fingers, the toes. Keep breathing. If you want a bit of a challenge, see maybe if you can lift your right leg off the floor. Hold there for like 3 seconds. Drop it back down and switch. Last 2 breaths. Exhale, release the knees to the floor. Take the hands further forward. Send your sit bones up to the sky, coming into your downward dog. It's just a nice little resting posture. Nice deep breaths here. Good. Exhale, release the knees to the floor. We're going to come into our plank. So 2 options here. Full plank, coming onto the toes, lifting the knees off the ground, holding here. Half plank, we're going to drop the knees down to the floor. Keep the weight over the wrists, engaging through the core. Both plank variations, we want to make sure that our shoulders are over our wrists, our body's in one long straight line, so we're not dropping our hips to the floor. We're not sending our hips up towards the sky. Squeeze the core, squeeze the glutes together. So we're going to come into it together. Inhale as you come up to your plank. And again, we're just going to hold here for 3 breaths. First 3 breaths. Keep squeezing, keep breathing. Last breath. Exhale, release knees to the floor. Come back to sit on your heels. Give your arms a little stretch, so take your left arm across your body, right arm tucks it in. And then switch sides. Good, and release. And then taking the hands back out to your plank. Tucking the toes. Inhale, lift the knees off the floor, holding here. See this time if we can hold it for a little bit longer. Anytime you need to come out of it, just send yourself back to Balasana, child's pose. Keep squeezing. Last 2 breaths. Good, and then exhale, release downward dog. So send your hips up to the sky. Just 2 breaths here. Lovely. From here we're going to move from downward dog to plank through those 2 postures. So we're going to inhale, shift the weight forward to our plank. We're going to hold here for 2 breaths. On your next exhale, send your hips back up to the sky, come back to your downward dog. 2 breaths here. We're going to try and go for 3 rounds, 4 rounds maybe. Inhale, shift it forward. And again, if you want that half plank option, just drop the knees to the floor. Next, exhale, release, downward dog. Good, 2 rounds down, 2 to go. Lovely, inhale, shift it forward, 2 breaths. Keep pushing, make sure we breathe. Next, exhale, release, downward dog. We got 1 more round. Stick with it. Make sure when we're coming into our plank, we're still squeezing the core, squeezing the glutes. Inhale, take it forward. Last one. Nice deep breaths. Good, exhale, release knees to the floor, send your sit bones back to your heels. Take your hands down by the sides of you, palms facing up. Good, coming up nice and slowly. We're going to see if we can move through a little sequence. So we're going to come into our plank. We're going to see, so step up into your plank with me, and again, half plank if we need to. Inhale, coming into your plank. We're going to see if we can take the left hand off the floor. We're going to see if we can tap our right shoulder. Place it back down to the floor and switch. So taking the right hand to the left shoulder, popping it down. Squeezing here. We're going to see if we can draw our right knee into our chest. Squeeze. Pop it back down. See if we can take our left knee into our chest. Squeeze. Pop it back down. So we're just going to move through those 4 little different exercises. See if we can go for 4 rounds. So inhale, come up to our plank. Really find a nice prepared pose here, so keep everything nice and tight. Taking the right hand off, tap the shoulder, pop it down. Switch sides. Good, right knee into the chest. Left knee in. Good, that's 1 down. See if we can go for 3 more. Make sure we're still breathing. Two down. Good, last one, last one. Lovely, release the knees to the floor. Send it back, child. Nice deep breaths. And again, options for you if you want to take those hands down by your sides. I definitely think we can do that again. Let's see if we can go for another 4 rounds. So coming up nice and slow. You know the drill, so coming into your plank, see if we can go for 4 rounds. Anytime you need to come out of it, please just drop back out of it and send your sit bones back to your heels. Inhale, coming into our plank, squeezing. Right hand comes off. Left hand. Right knee. Left knee. Good, that's 1 down. Remember, most important thing to keep breathing. Nice and controlled movements. You got 1 more. Last bit. Exhale, release the knees to the floor. Take your right hand, feed it through left arm, left leg. Inhale, and then just drop the shoulders to the floor. Relax down. Take some nice deep breaths. Good, and then bring it back out nice and slow. Take it to the opposite side, left arm. Good, and then coming out of that nice and slowly. We're going to come into our press up lowers. So 2 options again here. First option is to come into your full plank. And then all we're going to do from here is come halfway lower, power back up. Second option is to come onto your knees. Same principle, halfway lower, power back up. So most important thing with these positions, again, same thing applies for your plank, making sure that we engage everything, we're really tight through the center. As we lower, see if you can keep those elbows in fairly close to your sides. So we don't want them winging out to the sides, we want them to come back in a sort of 45-degree angle. So tracking back nice and controlled, pushing through the fingers, power back up. Same thing on the knees. Elbows tracking back 45 degrees, keeping them in fairly close to your sides, powering back up, making sure that when we lower, we're not dropping the hips to the floor, we're not dropping the head. So you want to keep that body in one long straight line. So coming into your chosen position, whether that's full plank, half plank. So making sure we stay nice and tight, squeeze everything together, push through the fingertips. We're going to inhale, as we lower nice and slow. Halfway, exhale to come back to the top. Inhale. Exhale, good. We'll go for 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Good. Take the weight off your shoulders. Come to sit back on your heels. Just give the wrists a sort of roll. Nice stretch out. We're going to try and go for 1 more set. 1 more round. Good. So coming back into it. 5 repetitions. See if we can go 5 times. Make them really good quality, so nice and controlled. Inhale halfway. Exhale power. 4 more. You got 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Lovely. Release the knees. Come back. Give everything a good shake out. Almost there, I promise. Coming into your half plank, full plank, we're going to see if we can lower all the way down to the ground. Nice and controlled. See if you can take 4 seconds. Exhale, release everything down. Readjust yourself on your mat. We're going to take our hands out in front of us, little fingers pointing down towards the floor. On an inhale, we're going to see if we can extend opposite arm, opposite leg up towards the sky. So inhale as we lift right arm, left leg. Exhale to release back down. Inhale, switch. Exhale to lower. So really feeling the lower back engage. Think about pinching the shoulder blades back together at the top. Last one. Good. This time we're going to see if we can lift both arms and both legs at the same time. So we're going to inhale as we lift and squeeze. Exhale to release. Inhale, lift. Exhale to lower. Last one. See at the top of this one if we can hold. So keep everything nice and long, keep squeezing. Pinching the shoulder blades back together. Squeezing the glutes together. Last 2 breaths. Exhale to release back down. Lovely. Take the hands down by the sides. Same thing, we're going to lift both arms, both legs at the same time. Inhale, lift. This time try and have your palms facing down towards the floor. Really activate the shoulders, so pinch the shoulder blades back together at the top. Exhale to release. Two more. The last one. Hold here for 3 breaths. Keep squeezing. Good work, guys. Keep breathing. Last one. Exhale to release. Good. Push yourself back up to tabletop. Send it all the way to child's. Nice and slow. Take the hands down by the sides. So just taking that back into flexion. Walking yourself up nice and slow. Take the hands to the shoulders. We're just going to take 3 big rolls back. Taking the hands out in front of us, we're going to pull back on the right hand with the left hand. And switch. Take the fingers together, draw some circles. Give everything a nice shake out. And you are finished. Well done, guys. Awesome work. I'll see you next week.